Hey guys, welcome back to today's video. So today I wanted to go through a Governor John Bel Edwards from the state of Louisiana versus Donald Trump 2020 election prediction. I know I said I didn't want to do 2020 election predictions, but this idea pretty much popped in my brain. It was one of my earlier videos back from July 2017, maybe July nearing August. But nonetheless, I wanted to redo this video because obviously things have changed, approval ratings have changed. And Governor John Bel Edwards is probably one of the more popular governors in the United States amongst Democrats, one of 15. I believe it's 15 now. And pretty much, I just want to see how John Bel Edwards would do against Donald Trump, considering he's from the South. He's pretty much everything they saw in Kennedy, other than the charisma factor, which I will also factor into this election. Obviously, the South is not as Democratic as it was before. States like Texas, Mississippi, Alabama aren't going to go Democratic. But we could see a flip in a state like Louisiana, possibly Arkansas, and other parts of the country going for Donald Trump that would normally go for another Democratic candidate. So I believe the map is on solid states, and yeah, it is. So we're going to start by filling in the safe Democratic states, safe Republican states, as usual. You see this every single time. I'm filling in all of Nebraska because I don't think John Bel Edwards could really appeal to Midwestern voters the same way someone like Bernie Sanders, Joe Biden, typical Democrats can. I think his appeal is more with Southern voters, more with conservative Democrats, and I don't see that population really coming out of Omaha and Nebraska. Texas will leave. Utah, yeah. Pretty much filling in a number of these states. As for the states for the Democrats, Virginia, I would characterize as blue at this point. I mean, looking at the trends, not going to be easy for Trump victory there in 20. And up in Maine, that one electoral vote is always blue. Maine at large is probably going to stay blue. So, safe states, 102 electoral votes for the Republican Donald Trump. I'm considering doing an election out of this because I think this map could turn out pretty interesting. And 198 for Governor John Bel Edwards. Now, his approval rating is pretty high in the state of Louisiana. I want to go to respective home states. Trump obviously being New York, not going to flip. Down in Louisiana, that's more of a possibility. We'll start off actually with over on the western coast because I want to build my way into it. So New Mexico, probably going for Governor John Bel Edwards. Arizona, I would still give that one to Donald Trump. And if Arizona goes, so does Texas, obviously. Texas is becoming increasingly more Democratic, which is something Republicans need to watch out for. But come 2020, I still think it'll be somewhat of a red state, probably within 5%, to be completely honest with you, looking at Donald Trump's approval rating there. But I don't think it's flippable at this point. Going over to Colorado and Nevada. Colorado, I could see going for John Bel Edwards, but the state of Nevada, that one's a little bit more of a pure toss-up, so we'll put that one in the toss-up column. 151 electoral votes for Donald Trump to 212 for Governor John Bel Edwards. Now, obviously, this is going to come down to the South. This is going to come out to the Rust Belt. We're going to fill in the Northeast so we can lead into the pretty much entire swing state areas. New Hampshire. That's a state that I think would go to the Democrats, but Maine's 2nd District would still go to the Republicans. I think we'll see an ideal situation back from 2016. The Democrat carrying New Hampshire, Trump getting 1 electoral vote for Maine. Pretty much the same rundown considering Trump's comments about New Hampshire. A lot of you have been saying, don't mention that anymore, it's blown over. I understand it's blown over. But when we come to 2020, that'll definitely be used against him, whether or not it be a primary or in the general election. Words like that aren't easily forgotten by those who are opposing the one candidate. But it may be forgotten by the American people, but as soon as it's brought back up again, it can be used as one of the best attack ads there is, especially in a state like New Hampshire. Pure toss-ups, you know, I would consider these states like Louisiana. Arkansas, we'll come back to. Missouri, Iowa, Minnesota, leaning blue. I'll give that one to Governor John Bel Edwards. I'll come back to that. The Rust Belt. Ohio, I would leave as red for Donald Trump. Georgia, toss-up. Florida, toss-up. North Carolina, toss-up. So, 226 electoral votes for John Bel Edwards, 170 for Donald Trump. State of Minnesota, I gave blue because I think that it's becoming more Democratic. I mean, we've seen more resentment coming from Minnesota voters towards Donald Trump. The Rust Belt overall has made a net gain of swing towards the Democrats by around 20%, and that's in special elections. So we'll see how it turns out in the 2018 midterms, but it pretty much will all come down to specific states. So 226 electoral votes for John Bel Edwards again, 170 for Donald Trump. let's be a little more realistic. So the state of Michigan is probably lost for Donald Trump at this point. It's not going to be easy for him to win back. States like Pennsylvania, Wisconsin are definitely more in the playing field. Going down to the state of Florida, I would also give this one to John Bel Edwards because I think that he would definitely have an appeal to Southern voters, and that puts him decisively at 271 electoral votes. A number of states in the South I could see going for Bel Edwards, but he would need the right appeal and the right VP. Since we're not factoring in VP candidates, I'm giving Georgia and North Carolina to Donald Trump, putting him over the 200 mark. Going over to the state of Nevada, I could see that one going for Donald Trump, actually. I don't think that Donald Trump's approval rating is pretty much almost the same exact in Louisiana as it is in Nevada, and that's considerably high for a Clinton state from 2016. He's pretty much at a 45% approval rating in the state of Nevada, so I'd leave that state in his column, even though Hillary Clinton won it back in 2016. And being completely honest, I mean, Governor John Bel Edwards is probably not going to win Missouri. I mean, 19 points for Donald Trump. State of Arkansas, at one point, Bel Edwards could have taken it. I still think it would go to Donald Trump. State of Louisiana, though, I do think that Governor John Bel Edwards would narrowly edge out Louisiana. He knows them best. I honestly think that they would come out and vote for him on a presidential ticket. Now it comes down to a number of states. So, Iowa, I think that one would go for Governor John Bel Edwards. I think his appeal to rural voters will be definitely something that could help him. And Trump's just dipping approval rating in the Rust Belt. Anything below 45% is not high. I'm not using that as an argument for Donald Trump. But yeah, so 315 electoral votes for Governor John Bel Edwards, effectively making him the 46th president, and 223 for incumbent President Donald Trump. Thank you guys for watching this video. Upcoming, I'm going to have a ABC election night between two candidates. I'm not exactly sure yet. My template says Hillary Clinton, but you guys obviously probably don't want to see that. It might actually be this election prediction. Who knows? But yeah, so comment down suggestions for that election night if you really want to see two candidates, or one versus Donald Trump, or one versus a Democrat versus a Republican, whatever. Again, thank you guys for watching this video, and I'll see you all tomorrow.